Everybody out in cruise land. Thank you for joining me, Jon Schofield, on my second Crystal webinar. Yeah, thank you for tuning in and giving up your time to come and hear all the latest news from Crystal Cruises. Firstly, before I start, Crystal, I just want to talk about a few days ago the sad news of all the issues with Thomas Cook. So I had a lot of involvement with Thomas Cook in the early part of my travel career. So I'm sure all our thoughts and good wishes are with everyone out there. So anyway, moving forward. Yeah, let's look at the latest news from Crystal. There is a lot going on, as you will probably appreciate. But for this webinar, Megan has told me I've got to keep it to 15 minutes because I tend to waffle and prattle on and talk about lots of other things, but I've got to keep to the point. I can't go over 15 minutes. So let's kick off with the latest news from Crystal. And this is something a bit different and a bit exciting. And it's for all those clients out there who either love river cruising or fancy trying their first river cruise. I've waxed lyrical before about the Crystal river cruise product. It's fab. It's stunning. The only problem is not an awful lot of people know that we do river or have experienced it, but it's exactly what Crystal Ocean have done for 25 years. It's very clever what Crystal have done to bring the crystal product to the rivers of Northern Europe. So just announced a couple of days ago is that we're going to have a new land program, pre or post, which is going to give people a real good overview of Prague. Now, as I said, it can be done pre or post cruise on the voyages between Regensburg and Budapest. Now, this kicks in next year. There are lots of voyages between Budapest and Regensburg, so it's an extra USP to try and hook in your clients if they want to go and really immerse themselves and get really involved in what Prague is all about. So that's the first bit of news for us, is this great land program. And here's my new friend, Nobu Matsuhisha. I don't really know him, but I'm just pretending that I know him. I've experienced his food on many occasions, and it's absolutely stunning. Crystal are the only cruise line to have restaurants on their ships from Nobu Matsuhisha. He is the acclaimed Japanese chef. On Crystal Symphony and Crystal Serenity, we've always had a Nobu restaurant, one of our specialty restaurants, and it's complimentary for guests to go and visit. And I can sound very swanky here. I've just come back off a Crystal Med cruise, and we dined in the Nobu restaurant, which is now called Umi Uma, and it blew us away. I've been in there before, and you know it's going to be good, but it was just as good, if not better. And the nice thing is it's not, tens of thousands of people. It's a select group of people enjoying some stunning food on a complimentary basis. So the great news is, because Nobu and Crystal work very closely together. So on the new Crystal Endeavour, which is, I think I've talked about that before, our new luxury expedition yacht, which is coming in August 2020, we are going to have a Nobu restaurant on board, and we're going to have the great man sailing on Crystal Endeavour in October 2020. So if you have any clients that want to go on a brand new Crystal ship, but also into their food in a big way and want to meet the great man and dine with him and go to his cooking schools, this is the voyage to do it. Okay, let's quickly now rattle through the latest offers and promotion. Now, there are still lots of people who wanted to do 2020 voyages, but there are still lots of people that want to sneak away, and get a bit of sun in a cheeky little med cruise in October. And we're offering on 3 select voyages, you can get some shipboard credit as well. So not only can you go and have a cheeky little med cruise at a great price, but you can also get your clients, or they can always enjoy some shipboard credit as well. So as you see there are, well, one sailing has actually just disappeared. That was the voyage I was on, actually, the Monte Carlo Rome voyage, but we have 2 further voyages coming up in the next few weeks. And also one of the voyages is over half term. So you can take it as a 13-day voyage, or you can split it into a 6 and a 7-day voyage. There's lots and lots of fair opportunities within Crystal at the moment. Even I get confused by what we've got out there. But the big one is that, I think I mentioned it last time, that next year Crystal are going to be 30 years old. So there's lots of nice things that Crystal are offering on certain voyages for guests that sail on the 30th anniversary year. And you see down on the right-hand side, the 30th anniversary collection, you get special savings, shipboard events. You also, if you're very lucky, you get a commemorative wine stopper. And I'm sure people will be rushing to your door because they want a Crystal commemorative wine stopper. But we've got lots of great rates and pricing available. Remember, Crystal change their sort of pricing every sort of couple of months, so there's lots of pricing available up to the end of October. But we've got our best available suite rates, our book now savings, and the Crystal Flex fares. Between you and me, and don't tell anybody, but if you had a client looking to do a Crystal voyage, just give Margaret and her team a call in Res, and they will steer you towards and guide you to the best available rate at that time. Otherwise, I'm not going to get into the intricacies of which is which and which. Just ring Margaret. If you have someone hot to trot on a Crystal ship, give them a call. They will advise you on the best rate to take. What I'd like to do now is just quickly run over, because we have lots and lots of brochures, more brochures at the moment than you can shake a stick at, which is great news, because I think it highlights the choice that you now have with the Crystal product. Whether you want, or your clients want, an ocean product, whether they want a river product, whether they want yacht and Crystal Esprit, or whether they want Crystal Endeavour and a bit of expedition. So as you can see there, nice choice of brochures. I think that's why I'm struggling with a bit of a bad back, because when I come around the seawall and I lug these brochures around, they are very heavy indeed. I'm not saying you have to have every one, but there's the selection. And if you need any, either give me a shout, or you can bang an email into the sales team in the London office on sales@cruiseportfolio.co.uk, and they will arrange brochures to be delivered to you. A couple of cheeky world cruises in there. Now, I appreciate it's not everybody wants to do a world cruise. You might have one client that is looking to do something a bit different in 21 or 2022. So yeah, get a copy of the latest world cruise brochure. We've been out and about over the last few weeks, and certainly this year. We've done more events. We've had more visibility and more profile than we've previously had. So there's the wanted list at the top of the page there. So that's Mick, who's our head of sales, and my colleague in the south, Nat Reed. There's me, the good-looking boy in the middle. Then there's Nan, our lady in Ireland, and there's the lovely Megs that puts all these webinars together. So we're going to be over in Guernsey and Jersey, Guernsey and Jersey, doing one of our Crystalised training events in the next few weeks, and then we're off up to Edinburgh and Glasgow with Walter Littlejohn, who is the MD of Crystal River Cruises. He's based in the States, but we've managed to drag him over. So I'm taking him on a tour of the north, which takes in Blackpool, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Newcastle, and then back into Manchester. So yeah, lots going on. You can see them there. If you are in any of those areas, you want to sign up and come along and meet us and hear a bit more in depth about Crystal, sign up for one of our great little events. Now let's just look at through some sailings that we've put together that might whet your appetite. Now this is at the back end of this year. Anybody looking for a cheeky Mexican cruise to grab a bit of sun? This is 10 nights, Caldera to San Diego on Crystal Symphony. Now the fare on this is really, really good. This is one of our flex fares, which is basically if you want a flex fare, you're guaranteed the type of accommodation, but you're not given a suite number. You've got to pay there and then in full, but you can get a great price. Now this is 10 nights, and for a veranda guarantee, it's $2,400 per person, which is tremendous value for money if you break that down into a per person per night, and you consider what you're going to get on Crystal Symphony. That price will include all your tips and gratuities, all beverages, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, opportunity to dine in the specialty restaurants, whether it's Prego or Uma, the Nobu restaurant. So yeah, great opportunity to explore Mexico at a really good price. Now another little sort of late med. You're gonna get a bit of sun, nice weather. So shorts and t-shirt in early November. What a great thing to do. That's my sort of holiday. Back end of the year, get the shorts out, get the t-shirt on, enjoy a bit of sun. This is a little 7-night Barcelona to Lisbon on board the beautiful Crystal Serenity, which I've just come off. Sailed on the recently revamped Serenity. Absolutely brilliant. I was on with one of my colleagues. I was on with the wife. We had an absolute ball. All the changes and developments and enhancements that Crystal have made to Symphony and Serenity, with all the new eateries, the new accommodation, the complimentary Wi-Fi, absolutely stunning. So a little cheeky 7-nighter here again. Ocean view stateroom, leading in at $2,400 per person. Now with this one, you're also going to get $500 per person on board spend. So deal of the day, and a nice little itinerary, an overnight in Barcelona, Palma, Valencia, which is, I think it's a beautiful city, Malaga and Gibraltar. There's so much to see in Gibraltar, and then into Lisbon, which again, so much to see in Lisbon. Just moving over to river again. That's the nice thing about the Crystal product. You can do an ocean cruise, or if you want to do a river, you can do a river. Now I did this 2 years ago on Crystal Mozart when I did the 10-night Vienna round trip, which was my first introduction to river cruising, and of course had to do it with Crystal, but it just blew me away. Nonetheless, the itinerary, it was everything on the ship, but it was the itinerary where we sailed to. So we overnighted in Vienna, then we sailed up through Austria into Melk, Linz, where we overnighted, into Passau in Germany, where you overnight, and then back down again, Krems, Bratislava, overnight in Vienna when you come back. And again, what a great price. Just over £2,500 per person. You also get the complimentary Crystal signature event, which this is, as it says, it's a jazzy event at the St. Florian Monastery. So great opportunity for anyone looking to do a river cruise on the Danube later in the year. Now these are Meg's top picks. Again, I was lucky enough to do a Hong Kong, Singapore a couple of years ago. This is for March 2020. And again, as you'll see from the little crescent moons there, overnight in Hong Kong, overnight in Ho Chi Minh City, overnight in Bangkok, and then an overnight in Singapore at the end of the cruise. And again, 13 nights for, £3,500 per person, cruise only, when you think of everything you're getting. And I think now, Far East is becoming flavour of the month again. It was a couple of years ago, died off. It's now coming back into vogue, so a great opportunity to do that in March next year. Now, here's another Danube river cruise. This is the Budapest to Regensburg in April next year. Again, overnight in Budapest, and then in Vienna, and then in Regensburg. So cruise fare just over £3,000 per person, with the complimentary Crystal signature event, an evening at the Belvedere Palace, which I did on my river cruise. Absolutely fantastic. It's very busy in the day, but in the evening, the Belvedere Palace opens up just for Crystal guests. You will get a champagne reception. You will get a private small group escorted tour. You see all the fantastic artwork, Gustav Klimt's in the Kiss, and then you're escorted into the Marble Room, where there's the orchestra and singers and dancers for a private concert. Absolutely stunning. So there's a little nice cruise on the Danube. And also with this one, you have the opportunity, because it sails into Regensburg, you can do that, what I was talking about earlier, that nice little post 3-day special trip to Prague as part of the Crystal Adventures. Now, the beautiful little Crystal Esprit, name dropping here. I was on Crystal Esprit probably just a week ago in Venice. I was showing a couple of our agent partners around who want to feature and focus Esprit quite heavily. To say they were blown away by the ship is an understatement. They absolutely loved it. They said, yeah, we've seen lots of other cruise ships, but Esprit is unique. It's different. Never seen anything like her before. So we picked this nice little voyage in April 2020. This is the first voyage after Esprit comes out of our little Seychelles winter trip, and before she does a little cheeky Greek island voyage before moving on to the Med when she's based next summer in the Dalmatian coast. Now, there are only a handful of suites left on this particular voyage. Now, that sounds very cheesy and very salesmanish, but if you go through the availability on Esprit, basically sold out this year. Lots of the Seychelles voyages already sold out, and lots of the Med ones already nearing capacity next year. But this is something a bit different. 9 nights, Agba to Limassol. Again, you might look at the fare and say, my God, that's expensive. But again, it's that fully inclusive nature on Crystal Esprit. And you also get, every day, you will get 2 complimentary shore excursions on Crystal Esprit. One is either adventure or one is cultural. So again, great value for money, and doing it on something very special like Crystal Esprit. I think flavour of the month is lots and lots of people want to go and explore Japan, because it is something it's a little bit different. Now, this is on Crystal Endeavour next year, a beautiful 16-day voyage. If you want to explore Japan, this is the way to do it. You look at all the places you're going to visit over those 16 days, and this is going to be on the brand new Crystal Endeavour. So you're going to go to a beautiful place, but you're going to be on a brand new ship as well. So we are finding more and more clients just want to go and experience the islands of Japan. So what a great way to do it than on Crystal Endeavour. We always have our monthly incentives. So in October, it's going to be the £50 lifestyle vouchers. Now, we're really trying to push the sailings in Q1 and Q2 next year. So that's where the lifestyle voyages are going to go if you book one of those particular voyages. And then, yeah, you can always keep in touch with what's happening at Crystal via the cruise portfolio, whether it's Twitter or Facebook. So that's the ways you can keep in touch with us. That's me done. I just want to say a thank you for tuning in. I hope you find it beneficial. I hope you know, maybe not everything will be, you know, you want to use, but there might be just something in there that you say, yep, that is really useful, John. Give me more information on that. So thank you for listening. See you around and about, maybe see you at one of the future events, and keep flying the flag, and take care. Cheerio.